Well, we just got off the Celebrity Eclipse about 3 weeks ago, so now I had enough time to digest all this information and this experience that I had to give you a full review of the ship. Stay tuned. Hi everyone, Rob from Cruise Seekers, and welcome to our show today. Today we're going to talk about our Celebrity Eclipse experience. We're going to do our full ship review about this experience that we had on the Celebrity Eclipse for our 8-night Mexican Riviera cruise. Now, before I get into the meat of this review, we are going to say thank you so much, everybody, for joining us here. It is Thanksgiving Day, and it is a time to be thankful, and I am thankful for all of you. Thank you so much for joining us here. You mean the world to us. Now, the Celebrity Eclipse is a Solstice class ship. We went on her, as I said, for an 8-night cruise. We are going to do what I call my 5S review. My 5 S's are the ship, the shows, the stops, the service, and the sustenance, the food. So we're going to talk about each one of these 5 areas. We're going to go through it all, folks. But before we do, I would like to thank all the folks who have become a member of this Cruise Seekers community. Thank you so much for doing it. And if you have not yet, hey, think about subscribing, turn that notification bell on. If you love cruise information, if you love cruise deals, this is the channel for you. Thank you so much for doing that. We do appreciate it. And when you're down there, why don't you hit that like button? It does help that YouTube algorithm. It does help other people find this content, and it does help other people find this channel. So let's get into this, folks. Let's talk about our experience on this Celebrity Eclipse. I can't wait to let you know exactly what we thought. So first off, let's talk about the ship. The Celebrity Eclipse is a 13-year-old ship. She's the 3rd ship of the Solstice class ships. She is in great shape. Let's start with that right off the bat. A lot of people, when they get on a 13-year-old ship, they wonder about what is the condition. The condition was great. The condition of the public areas were all perfect. The condition of your cabin was in good shape. It was just a little bit dated. You're going to get a little bit of a feel of about a 10 to 13-year-old ship. When you're in your cabin, the color palette, etc., it's a little bit, not modern. So that's the best way to put it. But those public areas I thought were in great shapes. They did have wonderful colors. I enjoyed the overall layout of the ship. You never felt crowded. You never had lines. I just enjoyed it. I like the fact that you don't have to walk through the casino all the dang time, because they had the casino basically on one side of the ship instead of going from the starboard toward the port. So you had to be forced to kind of go through the casino. I enjoyed that. I also loved the way they had the layout of the stores. They were kind of like you were walking down a very nice street in a cosmopolitan city rather than walking in a mall. I guess that's because you just didn't have them on both sides of you, right? So it just kind of felt a little bit more open and a little different. I like the way they had their auctions in the art area in one special location. They didn't commandeer areas across all about the ship. The theater was a great size. They had wonderful venues for different bars, all different kinds of feels for the bars. Just great locations. All the specialty restaurants are in one location. It just felt easy to navigate this ship. Also, never had any problems getting a lounger on the sun deck. It was just a great experience. And that lawn on the top of that ship, it was just a nice place to kind of go and look at the stars at night. It was something different that you never see on a cruise ship. Just a great, great feel. And finally, that observation sky lounge, to see that beautiful panoramic of the ocean that you're kind of going through, it makes you feel so connected to the ocean. And that's what you look for when you're on a ship. I don't want to feel like I'm on a floating resort. I want to feel like I'm on the ocean. And this ship definitely made you feel like you were on the ocean. You had lots and lots of opportunities to see the ocean go by, even when you were indoors. So overall, what do I think about this ship? I would love to give it a 5-star, but I just can't, because I want to give myself some room. It's hard to give a 5-star. I don't know if I've ever seen a 5-star ship just yet. I want to make sure I have enough space for when I do see a 5-star ship, I can say it's a 5-star ship. So I'm going to give it a solid 4.5 stars. So now let's talk a little bit about the stops. The stops were a typical 7-night Mexican Riviera cruise, right? You're going to go to Puerto Vallarta, you're going to go to Mazatlan, and you're going to go to Cabo San Lucas. That's your typical 3. If you live on the West Coast or near the West Coast, you understand this itinerary. You might have done it a lot. Well, this was an 8-night cruise, so I was wondering what the heck they were going to do a little bit different. I was wondering if we were going to go to one of those secondary ports, such as Mazatlano or maybe even La Place. We didn't. What we did do, though, was we had an overnight in Cabo San Lucas, which was really different. If you ever want to experience like nightlife in a port of call, that was a really interesting opportunity to do it. But again, it was just the same typical 3 ports that you normally go to. Yeah, I've done this many, many times, but you know what? We had such a great price on this cruise. We had such a great, wonderful overall experience on this cruise. I can live with the 3 stops that we normally go to. But in general, if you're looking for something a little bit different on the West Coast, it was a little bit different, but it didn't give you that extra different port, which would have probably pushed it up to a 4-star type of stop. I would give this the normal 3.5. It's not the average 3 because, you know, Mexican Riviera is the Mexican Riviera, especially if you've done it a lot. All right, so now let's talk a little bit about the shows. The production staff on the Celebrity Eclipse was good to, I would say, very good. Maybe not very good, but definitely good to a little bit above good in that range. They had one phenomenal Filipino male vocalist. He was just had a great voice. And then they had a really good female vocalist from the UK. They did great jobs. They really did in their approach and the way they sang and the way they communicated with the audience. You just kind of felt their enjoyment of what they were doing. Now, the production shows, we normally would get about 4 production shows on the Celebrity Eclipse. We only got 3, maybe one night someone was not feeling well, and what we had instead was a performer, one of the headliners, do an encore that evening. So that was a little disappointing. I was hoping to get that 4th special production show. We got to see Topper. We got to see the folks play out Rock City. We got to see the cabaret for the Broadway shows with the production show, and they all did a very good job. Now, this is where Celebrity kind of fell down a little bit with their, I guess you would call their headliners. They had your comedian and they had 3 singers. I wish they had a little bit more variety than 3 singers. The 3 singers kind of spanned different types of genres. One was a diva, female diva. One was a singer, a male vocalist who sang a lot of songs from the 60s and 70s. And then there was a third country singer. Now, I like a good show with, you know, good singers, but I don't need 3. I could use 1, maybe 2 if the second one is phenomenal, but 3 is a little bit much. I wish they did something different. I wish they had a magician or some sort of mentalist that kind of did a really cool show, maybe even a variety show with you know, acrobatics or special, I guess you would call them balance acts, or something different, something that will keep my attention that's a little bit different than just singing. I don't know. That's just me. I just wish they had a little bit more variety in the headliners. So for me, the shows, I would probably give the shows an average 3. So now let's go on to the food, the sustenance, the 4th S here. The sustenance, the food on the ship got a lot better at the end of the ship, especially in the main dining room, because they were trying out the new celebrity menus with us on the ship for the entree. So we got to try the new duck entree. We got to try the new short rib entree. We got to try the new beef Wellington entree. So those were really, really good opportunities. And it really shows Celebrity working hard to get their main dining room experience back to where it was before. Where they did kind of fall down a little bit was on the appetizers. They just not a lot of choices. They have your standard ones that are always there. One of them being a soup, one of them being a salad, and one of them being an escargot and also a shrimp cocktail. Those were your standard ones that were always there. And then they would have alternating different types of salad and alternating different type of soup, and only one special appetizer is basically what you got. I wish they gave you a second special appetizer and just kind of really just seemed like there was a lot of soup and a lot of salad. So make some other choices other than the escargot and shrimp cocktail and one additional choice, because sometimes you just don't feel like escargot and shrimp, and the special choice is not going to kind of hit it for you. So it'd be nice to have a second option there, Celebrity. Now let's talk a little bit about the buffet. I thought the buffet, especially during lunch, was really, really good. And I really enjoyed the Indian food. Usually Indian food on the cruise ship is pretty darn good. This one was exceptional. They were not shy with the spice, which I was very happy to see. And also all the other special features of the buffet on a given day. They had a different type of theme every single day, and they were all really, really good. The pasta station, really, really good. The pizza station, pretty good. Overall, the cheese station, I love the cheese station. So many choices of cheese. One day for lunch, I just took a bunch of specialty cheeses, a good French baguette, and some charcuterie, and that was my lunch. I enjoyed the heck out of that. My mouth is even watering right now talking about it. Now let's talk a little bit about the specialty dining. We did go to a lot of specialty dining on the ship. The only place we did miss out was on Sushi on 5. My wife is not a big sushi person, so we decided just to kind of skip it on this cruise. Now the other locations we went to, we did go to Tuscan Grill, we did go to Murano, and we did go to Le Cuisine Le Petit Chef. Now of these three, Murano was top notch. We also went to Murano for chef's table, and they were this restaurant slash kitchen that provided the chef's table as well. Very, very good. If you get an opportunity to go do a chef's table, definitely do it. It's well worth the money. Think of it as an excursion on the ship. Do a chef's table once in a while. It's just a great experience, especially if it's a different menu that you've never done before. And Murano, for its dinner, absolutely fabulous. Just great service, great food. The maitre d' was top notch. Just a wonderful experience in Murano all the time. So wonderful. We decided to do a sea day lunch there. And we were so excited to do that too, because it was the first time they had a sea day lunch at Murano's on this ship since the restart. So it was really great to participate in that. It's such an intimate feel. It's just a great location to do a sea day lunch if you get the opportunity. Now, Tuscan Grill was a little bit of a miss. The steaks were very good. So if you go into Tuscan Grill for a steak, cool, good, you're going to have a good time. But you know what? The pasta, it was a little undercooked. I understand you're trying to get to al dente, but don't undercook the pasta. And also, if you're going to have a lobster dish in the pasta area, make sure you put enough lobster in there so that you don't have to go hunting for the lobster. And the appetizers, right? It's a crab cake. Crab is the first word, not cake. Get a little bit less breading. We will be happy. Thank you so much. And also the calamari. If you're an Italian restaurant, specialty restaurant, don't give me frozen calamari. I understand it's sometimes hard to keep it fresh, but I'm sure you can figure out a way. It's a good thing to do. I just don't want to eat frozen calamari at a specialty restaurant. You can easily get that at any of the main dining room, at the buffet. Give me some real calamari at a specialty dining. And the flatbread pizza was not flat, it was more floppy. It's the better way to put it. You got to cook your flatbread pizza better. You can't have it flop over. It's a flatbread pizza. It's supposed to be crispy. And Le Cuisine. Let's talk about Le Cuisine, Le Petit Chef. The food was good. I would say the food was definitely good. It was tasty. It was prepared well. It had a good presentation. It's a fixed menu, so you didn't have much options and choice. So you got to understand that. But the other part was more gimmicky, right? With the projection on the table. I can understand if you're going with some kids and you want to enjoy that. But Celebrity, there's not a lot of kids on the ship. So I'm really not sure what its position in the ship ecosystem is. So I guess, when you do have some kids on the ship, it makes good sense, but there's usually never a lot of kids on Celebrity ships. So I'm not sure what the concept is for Le Petit Chef on Celebrity ships. It's a one and done for me. So overall, things got much better in the main dining room as we progressed. Things in Murano were top notch, but Tuscan was a miss except for the steaks. And also you had a kind of gimmicky feel with Le Petit Chef. The food was good. Was my overall experience average? It was better than average. Was it very good? If it was just Murano's, yeah, it was probably very good to excellent, but we had a little bit of a miss with the main dining room in the beginning of the cruise before they started doing chef selections to kind of show off the new entrees that are coming out. The Petit Chef was gimmicky, and with Tuscan Grill being an average for a pretty steep upcharge, it's hard for me to give it a 4. Let's give it a 3.5. Now let's talk about the final S, the service. This crew on the Celebrity Eclipse was by far the best, most attentive crew that I've seen on a cruise ship in a long time. They were top notch. They were always there to help you out. They were always there to get you a drink. They were always quick to come back with that drink. They were just perfect. Our cabin steward was great. All of our maitre d's were phenomenal. All of our different waiters and assistant waiters in the different restaurants were all top notch. They really went above and beyond in many different ways. I'm not going to get into them all. I'm just letting you know the staff on this ship is top notch. If you ever get a chance to go on the Celebrity Eclipse really soon, you're going to notice this staff being top notch. So they're a 5-star staff. 5 stars, definitely. So overall, when you take all the numbers and you add them up and you divide it by 5, what do we get? Well, we get a 3.9, which is about probably right. You know, it's definitely above average cruise, right? So average is a 3 for me. It's a good cruise. What I consider 3 is a good cruise. What I consider 4 is a very good cruise. What I consider 5 is a top of the line, excellent, can't be beat cruise. I've never had a 5 level cruise yet. I'm hoping to one day see 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. That would be great, but I haven't seen one yet. But it's just anything over 4 is more than a very good cruise. It's like a, an exceptional cruise, right? When we're getting to 4.3, 4.4, 4.5, those are exceptional cruises. But this one, what I would consider is a very good cruise. It was just a shy under that 4, 3.9. So it was a great cruise. We had a great time, great service, great ship, great food in different venues, better food in the main dining room at the end of the day. Wish we had a little bit more variety in our entertainment. Wish we had a little bit better experiences in some of the specialty dining rooms. Wish we had a little bit better experiences in the main dining room early on. So those are the type of things, but it was kind of nice that they started ramping up as the time went on, especially in the main dining room. We had a great time on this ship. You will not be disappointed on the Celebrity Eclipse. It's a great cruise. So there you go, folks. That's our review of the Celebrity Eclipse. I hope you enjoyed it. If you do, give it a big thumbs up. It really does help that YouTube algorithm. It does help other people find this cruise channel. It does help other people find this information about the Celebrity Eclipse, especially if they're going on it in the very near future. If you have not become a member of this Cruise Seekers community, hey, why don't you think about subscribing and turn that notification bell on? You made it this far, you might as well do it. Thank you so much for doing it. It's very appreciated. And if you have any comments or questions, if you have ever been on the Celebrity Eclipse, let us know in the comments down below. Let us know what you think about this ship. Let us know what you think about the Solstice class in general. We would love to hear from you. We love engaging with you folks in the comments section, and we try to engage with each and every one of you when you do leave a comment. So until we talk again next time, this is Rob from Cruise Seekers reminding each and every one of you to always seek the seas. Bye now.